Better before the internet. Welcome to the Moho Session hashtag. We're taking it on the road.
It's just like a chat about the love of music and your working partnership.
Yes.
Amy Jo's journey and the fact that British Country Music Festival is 5 years old, hence the big five. An acoustic song and then a fun game of this and that at the end.
Oh, amazing.
That's it. That's kind of like the rundown. Is that alright? That doesn't scare you too
Amazing.
much, does it?
No, games are great.
Not scary.
Games are fun.
I was going to do a Name That Tune in 5 and I bring a wee small keyboard, but the keyboard couldn't fit in my suitcase.
Okay, that's
So we won't be doing that.
It was a cat keyboard as well. It was a cat keyboard.
It was a cat keyboard, so it would be meow, 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 meow. It would have been quite funny. Yes, I know. See, she's laughing already. But that idea went to pot because it couldn't fit in the suitcase. I tried to fit it in my suitcase and it just wasn't happening. And I wasn't bringing a 20-kilogram suitcase for a small keyboard.
No,
so.
that's okay. We'll let you off for that one.
Have you started
Yeah, I
yet?
started already.
Are you serious? When did you start?
When you were introducing about the British Country Music Festival.
Well, apparently we've started already. So, welcome to episode 3 of British Country Music Moho Session. Go stop doing that.
Is it more natural?
It is, but like it's nice to know when it started so that I know that I'm not just like warming them up. But, anyway, you've really caught me off guard with it. Anyway, yes, British Country Music Festival is 5 years old, as I keep saying, but it's hence yesterday we didn't have the last two. We didn't have any, so I just thought a bit of decoration wouldn't go amiss. And I don't know. Well, I don't know if you would wear the badge, would you? I don't know. We'll maybe see. We'll try. But I don't want to ruin the dress.
Is it a pin badge?
Yeah, that's why I went for it.
Oh, that could be a risk.
I know, that's why I was.
I can hold it.
How come you're not wearing one?
How come I'm not wearing one?
Yeah.
Because I'm not.
That's a big 5, isn't it?
It's a very big fight. You don't have to wear it.
It's not subtle, is it?
No, it definitely is not subtle. No, we don't do subtle when we're celebrating British country music.
I think that's
that's kind of been my. I think that's kind of been my theme. Just celebrating British country because the talent within the British country is brilliant.
Yes,
and more people should really cotton on to that.
Yeah, I think what you're doing is amazing. Yeah,
right, frankly,
absolutely.
So, hence the paraphernalia, and I can't get this off. If you want to get that off, you can.
You're going to do this now?
Yes, I'm going to do this now. Sure, this is. We're chatting. We're not. Oh, good look at you.
That was hard.
I meant open. I meant open the pin. See, that's not as easy now, is it? That's what you get for starting this Moho session without informing us all that you'd started. Anyway, I'm sitting here with Amy Jo and Callum. And they're playing in the arena stage.
Horse Pavilion.
No,
Horseshoe
Pavilion. See?
It's easy to get, but there's so many stages here.
There's 3, I think.
Oh, maybe not that many then.
There's 3.
Well, there's technically 4. Because you've got the two inside there. Then.
Yes.
Yeah, but only 3 simultaneously. Well, no. 2 simultaneously. And there's a major clash on today, but I won't go into that.
Oh no.
Disastrous decision. I have to admit, this isn't going to...
Are you going to be okay with that?
I've no idea. I'm probably going to drag myself.
Stab yourself before.
Now, I was reading your Instagram this morning, and the way you're dressed as well, I really like the reference. Elwoods. If Elwoods did country pop music.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, that's just a brilliant description of...
Thank you. Yeah. People, like a lot of my friends always say that I remind them of Elle Woods. I think because she's just always smiling, and I think,
So you always smile?
I'm quite a happy person. I am a happy person.
She just does nothing but smile.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Yeah. But then also, obviously, because in the film, she goes to Harvard Law, but I did a politics degree, so I kind of thought, it's kind of random, like music and politics.
Yeah, you did a politics degree?
I did. I literally graduated this year in history and politics, and then I did a master's this year as well.
Sorry.
We ditched the 5.
We did that one.
The 5 has been... That 5 has been... From politics to country music. Now, explain that journey.
Yeah, it's an odd one, but it was actually my granddad who got me into both music and politics. He's not with us sadly, but he bought me my first piano, my first guitar, my first karaoke machine. So he really got me into music, but also politically, like when I was like 9 years old, he wasn't 9, I was 9. My granddad was like in his 80s. We would sit around the table and we'd have like a little buzzer and we'd have political debates and stuff, and we would like chat about the world, and then like he'd go and I'd go, and then my granny would come in and tell us who'd won. So I kind of got into the politics thing really early, and I thought I kind of want to do both. And there's a lot of crossover between like politics and like understanding people and things like that, and chatting to people, as there is in music, because you're talking about stories and you're talking about people. So there's kind of a weird crossover, but that's where one of the Elwood's things came from, because obviously she does a lot of I know it's law, but politics and law are kind of similar.
But you kind of look like Elwood.
Oh God!
And the first Legally Blonde film.
Thank you. That's
Like there is
lovely.
that.
thing to
Look
say.
at that like Elwood. See, this is why I love doing this and just finding out about artistic people, because with Elwood, with politics and with country music, that's like a kind
Yeah.
of whole mixture of things.
Yeah, I think it's a
all-
good little tagline to kind of.
and always smiling.
Yeah, so. Yeah, I keep forgetting she's a fictional character. I talk about her like she's like this real person. Like it's just a fictional character in the film, but it's fine. It's absolutely fine. I feel like Reese is like that in real life though, isn't she? She's quite
She
a
is,
happy
yeah.
person, so yeah.
She's very driven as well, I think.
Yeah.
isn't she? Like she started very young in her career and stuff.
Yeah, really young.
She's very. I think politics. I suppose I find it sometimes hard to engage in politics, because I sometimes don't think it helps people. It sometimes causes more problems
No,
than
you're
it
right.
solves.
Yeah.
And I can't engage with that.
That's
and
fair.
I also can't engage with Prime Minister's question times, because I think it's just like a playground and they just sit there arguing about stuff. And
This
you
is
just
all
think,
valid, yeah.
you just think, like, why are you doing that on national television?
Yeah.
When there's people needing help. And you're bickering like school children in the playground. And I
It's
just,
a bit like a performance now, isn't it?
Yeah.
As opposed to
it's
actually.
like a pantomime.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're not. Oh yes, you are. Oh no. Yeah, it's yeah. Anyway, we're not here to talk about politics.
Diverted a little bit.
We've
haven't we?
diverted into politics because, like, well, politics. But then again, I suppose with politics, like you have Bob Dylan and you have
Yeah.
John Lennon, and there's a lot of
Yeah.
artists who incorporate politics and activism,
Yes.
even Bruce Springsteen, into their music.
And I think at the core of that is I'm not really about division in any way. So I think I'm not trying to be like, what's that band that are like really political?
Rage Against the Machine.
Rage Against the Machine, like that. I'm not saying they're divisive, but they're quite political, aren't they? Whereas I feel like for me, it's less about like talking about politics per se in like songs and stuff, and more just kind of like uniting people through words and stories and that kind of thing. So that's more like my goal with it. And yeah, I'm a bit like that. I don't want to get involved in all the division.
Your music's not really politicised.
No, it's
It's
more
more
just I'm very
storytelling.
opinionated, but also want to unite people. So yeah, that's kind of it's kind of informing my music as opposed to the music is political. Does that make sense? The music's more like everyday, relatable,
Slice of life.
kind of talking about like mundane things, but in an
Like
interesting
single,
way.
young and broke. Isn't it?
Young and love and broke.
Young and Broke. There's a single, sorry. Single, young and broke sounds pretty cool. But
I'll tell you what, that could be part 2. Couldn't it? Yeah, that would be a great part 2. But yeah, very sort of relatable things that I like to talk about. But yeah, all informed by my experiences in the world.
So, I was asking that, your love of country music, where did, like, what made you decide, oh, I want to be a country artist, as opposed to I want to be a pop artist, I want to be a rock artist, I want to be the next Alanis Morissette, or the next Sheryl Crow? What made you specifically choose country?
It's a very strange journey, and I feel like I've gone round in a big circle, but I actually started off singing a lot of country music when I was young, like a lot of Leanne Rimes, loved Taylor Swift. She was like the first person like that I looked to for learning chords on guitar and things like that. But then I had a period of time where I went into like R&B, so I was like 19, 20 was like my R&B.
Is that your Beyonce days?
Yeah, I don't think I pulled it off quite as well, but I do love R&B. I have a lot of respect for the genre, so I sang a lot of that. But I quickly realised I felt like I wasn't really being authentic to me through the lyrics and things. So had a year off, and then ended up, it was actually COVID when I really started writing songs again, and they were all country songwriter storytelling kind of songs, and I thought, this is actually where I sit in my core. And when there was no pressure as well, when no one had to hear them, that was what I gravitated towards. So it just felt like it fit me and my message and like my personality way more, and it felt like a proper representation of me. And I think I'd rather be authentic than do something, you know, I mean, R&B is really popular, country's now becoming really popular, yeah, which is awesome, but I just wanted to be me, even if it meant that it wasn't as popular, if that makes sense. I just wanted it to be my message, really.
So what do you think has kind of contributed to the growth and popularity of country music? Because country music has, I suppose it has had some stigma attached to it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the yee-haw and the
Yeah.
you know, yee-haw and all that kind of like, yeah, just like, yeah. But it's kind of, it has grown and developed even over the last 10 years, let alone the last 50.
Yeah.
So what do you think contributes
I
to the growth?
think it could be COVID, you know, because I read a report that said since COVID in the UK it was the fastest growing genre every year since COVID. And I think people kind of, because you couldn't go out and like party and like dance and stuff, I reckon people were wanting like stories and meaningful words at home while you sat by the fire and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like,
That's
I don't
very
feel like
interesting. I
people
never
wanted
thought
to go
about
out
it
and...
like that.
Because you just, dance music wasn't a big thing in that time, was it? Because it was like, well, you can't really dance, well, you can dance on your own, but it's not the same. So I feel like people wanted to have some storytelling and sort of got into it a little bit more. That's my thought.
That's a good take on it. I've never...
Thank you.
I've never...
I don't know if it's entirely my own.
I've never really thought about that, because I've always thought that maybe it's like, you know, artists like Beyonce, I know it's a very controversial subject, like Marmite, you either love it or you hate it, but she has brought a lot of attention and discussion to country music.
Yeah.
And it has shifted the scene, and I suppose made more opportunities for artists like yourself to do gigs, and then like pub owners will go, we'll get that Amy Jo in for a country gig. We'll
that's
get
true.
Such and such in for a country gig. Oh, we'll have a country night because like Beyonce's doing it, so we can do it.
Yeah.
So it's made it kind of more maybe cool,
Accessible or, yeah.
cooler. Because I know that there has been, I mean, I've talked to some artists who are now country artists that they had a kind of, oh no, I don't like country music because there's just some kind of like, some being around country music that just has made it not cool or something.
Oh,
But now it is cool, because I think I don't think people realise what country music is and what it means and the diversity within it these days. I don't think they see that.
That's true.
They've maybe got like a kind of like association in their head or in their mind, oh, that's what country music is.
I mean, I feel like I don't help that stereotype because I'm very much not cool. Callum is very cool, but I'm not. Callum is literally here for the cool factor, I feel, on my... Aside from his incredible musicianship, he elevates the cool factor of my show quite a lot.
I disagree.
You disagree?
But then it's cool to it's not cool to think you're cool, so you
That's
can't
true.
lose.
He's just playing the humble card there, isn't he?
There's no way you can win if you ask someone if they think they're cool.
Where did you two meet, and how did the musician... That'll start that again.
Musicianship.
Thank you. The musical friendship or your journey together start? Where did...
So I played a gig up at your
near my hometown.
near your hometown at the theatre your mum manages, and you saw it and thought you'd give me a shout.
Thought it was very, very incredible. Yeah.
Passed the vibe check.
Passed the vibe check. Yeah, and I thought, yeah. We'll ask him if he wants to. To be fair, I'd never, because he was playing bass at that gig, and I'd never really met any bassists before. I'd met a lot of guitarists. He does play guitar as well, but I thought that would add quite a lot to my acoustic set as well, because you often see two acoustic guitars, but you very rarely see an acoustic guitar with a bass. And I was like, that could be groovy. Like that again, cool factor could just elevate it a little bit. And I think the R&B influence is still in there a little bit when he plays bass. There's a couple of songs that have that little bit of R&B in it, and I think that's when it comes out. So yeah, it started that way, and then obviously found out that Callum's like got his own studio and he's like doing music himself and that kind of thing. So we were like, cool, we can record together, do everything together at this point. So yeah, we play you've played mandolin on songs, you produced Young in Love and Broke. And it's just basically go everywhere together now, don't we? With the show.
Kind of joined at the hip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do what I'm told.
But it's really worked, and it's really nice to have a different perspective when I write songs and stuff, because I think you can get too in your own head and you can think that what you're doing is like, yeah, this is great, but then you have someone else hear it and you're very honest and you'll be like, oh no, I don't like that, or like do this, or... It's
been kind of quite fun for both of us as well, because I've come from outside the country world, really. I've grown up on blues, and my first CD was skiffle. Like, a lot of acoustic music I grew up on. I know. Skiffle. Lonnie Donegan, I know. That was my little 9-year-old Callum listening to...
Politics, Ayleswood, skiffle.
But like,
is this a very strange interview?
No, there's just lots of different ingredients in life, and
particularly blues and stuff. So I've kind of been on the tiptoeing around the edge of country like my whole life, but then really heavily got into rock as I got older.
Yeah.
But even then, sort of southern rock, I grew up listening to the Allman Brothers and like more modern heavy versions of that, like Blackstone Cherry, sort of southern rock now. Lynyrd Skynyrd grew up on that. Grew up on.
You're talking Brothers Osborne influences there.
Yeah, but that sort of stuff. But I was always tiptoeing around the edge of like proper sort of cowboy hats and cowboy boots level country. Like, never was in that world. But then obviously meeting you, sliding further into that, and it's kind of been fun because I brought an external influence, but I'm kind of sympathetic to the genre because I've kind of grown up around it.
Yeah, and you've really
but it's fresh
come
to me.
into this genre.
It's fresh to me, so it's exciting.
Yeah.
Like, I've heard pedal steel before, but now I'm hearing more of it in more intricate ways and all the sort of instrumentation.
And
so I'm
we've
learning.
been to watch a lot of country acts, haven't we? Like, we went to watch Lady Wilson and Kelsey and stuff. So he's dived headfirst into the genre.
You've gone right in.
He loves Kelsey.
You're embracing the country, aren't you? You're embracing, like...
Yeah.
From heavy rock to Kelsey Ballerini.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great. I love it. I love learning new things, and it's really. I found the whole vibe really nice as well, because you go to a country show, and the people are just so nice. Like, it's a community, and that's beautiful. That's what I think music should be. So.
I think that's that's like the fans. I always think there should be a stronger word than fan, because the fans within the country genre, particularly the British country music scene, like they go all out. They support in so many different ways. Like, they don't just go to one gig; they go to them all.
So true.
And you find like the same people. You know who you're going to see. Like, if you go to a gig on your own, you won't be on your own for too long. You'll find somebody, you know.
We've
and then
met a lot of people.
Yeah, friendships are sparked up that way, and artists always see the same faces. And yeah, they need new audiences and stuff, and I would love to bring new audiences in and new crowds in. But that core fan base is so strong, and just like they saved a lot of artists through COVID. Like Kezia Gill, for example. Like, I remember watching a live stream, and she was always talking about a ceiling that she would always hit in country music. Yeah, that she couldn't get any further. But then COVID happened, and she did Friday night live streams.
Yes.
And then she suddenly, the Friday night crew grew and grew and grew, and then she suddenly has elevated past that first glass ceiling that she's hit, and now she's coming up against another one, which is there's a large group of people who think that British country isn't a thing. And we just don't agree with that at all.
No, that's a shame. It's controversial.
We just don't, because like I believe that C2C have the best opportunity of promoting British country music within the arena, within that scope, because that is one of the biggest commercial country festivals the UK has.
Yeah.
And I think that British country music artists deserve a chance to showcase what they do as well.
100%.
And as well as Canada.
Yeah.
So putting them on the spotlight stages, even putting them on, like, not just introducing Nashville, let's introduce Nashville and the UK. Because you have two flags, so why not represent artists from both on every aspect, not just outside stages, but in the big main arena as well, because the more people that see these artists, the more people that will appreciate it, because if people don't see it, how do they know it's there?
Amen.
Seeing sometimes is believing.
Yeah.
100%, yeah. And I think that would be awesome. And speaking of seeing is believing, let's have a song. I can see a guitar sitting there. I can see a Taylor. Taylor is the best, isn't it? Was it?
This is a Taylor. Yeah.
Yes. Kezia Gill plays Taylor as well. She loves her Taylors.
I do.
Let me move a little bit because I'm moving.
Yes,
You
my
put your
name.
name on the cup.
Yeah.
Such
You've
an
got to
Elwood thing.
personalise
That's such
I'm surprised it's not pink with glitter, yeah, because that would be Elwood, wouldn't it? That would 100%.
I dare you do that now. You need to get. I dare you do that. Cover it in pink fluff. Oh, go on. Anyway.
Yes.
Oh,
I
that
have a
would be
lot of
so
pink.
that just for the whole sheer.
This was such a good investment, by the way, can I say? Because this was like £7? I feel like this was really quite cheap from Etsy, so I'm quite impressed with that. And
With your name on it as well.
with my name on it, yeah, and it's lasted me quite some time, so yeah. I would like to get more names on the guitar and stuff like that, but I don't want to ruin the. You know, when you've got a nice guitar and you think I can't possibly, but I'd love like a engraving there or something. We'll see. Anyway, shall I sing the song?
Yeah, please. There you go.
So this one, we are actually producing this at the moment, aren't we? And Callum plays like an awesome mandolin at the start. Unfortunately, that will not be a thing today because I cannot play mandolin and I can't play two things at once. But this song is called Love Before the Internet, and you were quite intrigued by that title.
Oh, what love that was?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, it's all about what I imagine life and love was like before the internet, because I've never had Tinder or any of the dating apps or anything like that. I've just never done it because I always think I like natural things. I'm not saying it's not natural, but you know what I mean. Tech is not really for me, and I say that, and I'm on social media every day, so I'm a massive hypocrite. But I just imagine the world was a little bit more, I don't know, pure and wholesome back then. There's obviously a lot of. I'm caveating everything I say here because obviously we've improved in a lot of areas also over time. But anyway, after that really long spiel,
Here we go.
the song will speak for itself, hopefully. Okay, this is Love Before the Internet.
Polka dot dress, curly updo. She's got a sight set on George, who's 22. He's a good guy with a wild side. Meeting on a Friday night, picks her up at 8 in Granddad's car. Can't stay out too late or drive too far. But love was just for them, 'cause he ain't got wandering eyes. Only knows the 15 miles around their town, and she only gets modest pay for part-time work in a village cafe. But they're happy with all they get. Oh, I bet love was better before the internet. Slick back hair, white t-shirt, feelings getting stronger over dessert. Head to the arcade, neon lights, one shake, two straws, big appetite. He leans in, kiss on the cheek, and says, are you free next week? But love was just for them, 'cause he ain't got wandering eyes. Only knows the 15 miles around their town, and she only gets modest pay for part-time work in a village cafe. But they're happy with all they get. Oh, I Oh, I bet love was better before the internet. Before the internet.
Oh,
Thank you.
those harmonies though.
To be honest, we hadn't really planned. I was like, I might just sing some. I've already started. I was like, oh, we're off. We're going.
You told me to sing. You said
Oh,
if you're not
yeah.
playing, sing.
No, I think because you didn't have an instrument, I was like,
It's the first time I've ever not played an instrument with you in
Yeah,
a song.
I think they need to kind of stay in now. If they weren't planned at that.
you liked it. Oh, we'll do some
You could've-
impromptu.
You could have borrowed
There is another one there.
it.
She sounded great. She didn't need me.
Do I need to move in?
Yeah.
But
Oh,
I'm disappearing because I'm going to do a bit of work frantically. But
Frantically.
yeah,
Oh.
I need to do a poster about the guitars,
Oh, if you
so I'm
want
going to do that. But
frantically post.
what did I tell you?
I know. I did ask. I did say to her, would you like to do a moho, didn't I? And then you said, well done. Is that a good little girl or something? Off you go, boss. See you, bye.
yeah.
Yeah, but are you going to cut that bit or are you going to leave it in?
No, I'm leaving. We don't cut it in.
Oh.
No, that's a very interesting concept. Like,
Mm.
and also like where inspiration comes like that. Like, what were you kept up at night thinking about what love was like before the internet? Was that something that you'll I have to write about this? I have to wake up at 3 o'clock in the
Yeah,
morning.
I mean, I wasn't like pained to get this out, like, but I am a very like observant person, so I'm very much like looking at things around me and like looking at the world, and just like an old woman, really, just like sat in my chair, and just like,
Did it be
teenagers these days. So yeah, I think I just like I just like very wholesome things. I think that's what it is. I yearn for that, and I don't know if that ever actually existed. I think that could be a romanticization of the past, but I definitely yearn for like wholesomeness in life and look for the positive in things. And I just think, there's like, like the stories that your granddads tell you and like your grandparents and like how they met. And I think my grandparents used to like ballroom dance in this venue. Because they told me they used to go to Morecambe to ballroom dance, and I think they came here at the Winter Gardens as well. So I'm just like, oh. So yeah, I feel like those things just like inspire me a little bit. Like the past is as inspiring as the future. Oh, put that on a t-shirt. That's great, isn't it? The past is as
Hashtag.
inspiring.
Amy Jones,
As
the
the-
past is as inspiring as the future.
Yeah, quote.
Hashtag politics, hashtag L
L-words.
words, hashtag skiffle, hashtag love before the internet.
There we go. We've got him.
That's a lot for a t-shirt.
That is a lot, yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
quite a busy t-shirt.
Bit of a complicated message, a bit confused, do you think?
Just maybe a
Yeah.
little bit. And when you say that you want to bring wholesome, because I've seen your message in like all the gigs that you do, like you're touring and you invite
Yeah.
local artists, and that's your kind of passion that you want to
Mm.
collaborate with artists and bring other artists in, and also introduce new artists to other people. So that, like, you're kind of starting to promote as well as which is a really
We've been doing a headline tour, haven't we? And the whole concept of it is called Friends You Meet Along the Way. And I've been doing this a really long time. You've been doing this a really long time. And I'd say it's only started like picking up for me in the last sort of 2 years, I would say. It's sort of all changed. And I want that for other artists as well, and the people that I've known for a really long time who I think are really good, and I want that same thing to happen to them. So it's kind of, so each sort of venue has been a few people I know from that city. So like we did Lancaster, which is my hometown, Lancaster and Morecambe, and we had Brendan, Alex and Harrison on, and I've known some of those for literally like 10 years. I went to school with one of them and they were incredible and they went down so well, and now one of them is doing a gig and people from my show are going to that gig. So it's been really good to kind of cross purpose our fan bases. And we've also just done Milton Keynes, and we had Smith and Brewer on, and Andrew Jones, and I've met them from being down south. And the next one's Bowness, and then there's Blackpool. And then there's what's the last one? I don't know. But yeah, no. So it has been really nice, and also it's made it so fun. Like when you turn up to the gig and you know everyone and everyone's friends, and the people who didn't know each other make friends. Like at the Lancaster one, Brendan was making friends with Alex and Harris, and I was like, oh, that's lovely. That's cute, isn't
You're
it?
just bringing people together.
So yeah, it's been really fun. I've really enjoyed that, and hopefully we'll do like a part 2 next year or something when I meet more people who are sort of newer, because obviously these people go way back, but like newer contacts as well. Would be really cool to get them on a part 2. Yeah.
Including Scotland.
Scotland, I'd love to do a Scotland one. Yeah. Oh, my mum's like, you're doing Glasgow? Yeah, I am actually doing. I'm
You
supporting.
didn't have to say that, because I mum.
I'm supporting the Luke Combs tribute UK. Yeah, so there's a show in
That's doing
Glasgow.
really well.
Yeah.
They're getting everywhere.
So that'll be good. That'll be good to open up for like a Scottish audience. Never done that really.
So you've had a lot of gig experience as well, because I was just reading your short bios. But you've got a lot. There's a lot of names on there.
Yeah.
A lot of big.
Yeah, one thing kind of just led to another. Like when I do one gig, it kind of just something will happen, and then I'll get the next one, and it's sort of just like a snowball thing, which is really cool. But yeah, all the people. I mean, you've supported a few people with me now, haven't you? But you've been gigging for ages as well. You were like 10, playing like shredding on a guitar, some back of a truck somewhere.
Shredding.
No, he can actually really, really shred. When he plays with me, I always feel a bit guilty because he could be like, it's just like, but no.
Do you miss the shredding part of things?
To be honest, I think it's because I've got into production. I just really like making beautiful songs sound beautiful, and I really enjoy playing with Amy for that reason, because I love the concepts. I love the way you get them across. So being able to support that in any way is just really fun.
I would say their style songs be a good kind of mini shred. Lovely guitar. You can write a lovely song with a proper guitar.
Yeah, 100%.
Take away. Just on you go, Callum. I'm giving you free rein. Go do a great guitar solo that you can show off to everyone.
I would like you to do like a mandolin kind of really funky solo. That'd be quite cool. Like I've never heard that done. You know what I mean? Like a solo on mandolin. Could be cool.
I've
Could
heard
be
banjo ones.
Yeah.
Daisy Toots. She is big into the banjo. She loves the banjo. She brings that with her everywhere, and it has a very distinct sound, very distinctive sound. But it suits her, and it suits her style, and it suits her music.
Yeah.
And it's very Daisy. Can't ever think of Daisy without the banjo. Kind of like something about that. That might be.
Yeah, it could be a cool thing.
Something's right.
Yeah.
Or a pedal steel if you want.
A bit complex, all the different, so much going on with the pedal steel.
Sounds awesome on the pedal.
Yeah.
Just like the depth it gives to a track when it just and I like,
What was that?
It was, I can't find the word for it. My brain has gone to sleep.
I know exactly
Crescendo,
what you mean.
like it starts off slowly then.
I think I'll start with electric steel because that's closer to a guitar. And if I can master that, then maybe one day I'll get a pedal steel.
And we can have you come on and do what you just did.
Obviously not quite like that.
I think it would add something. Yeah.
But daftness, possibly? Where's the guitar? Is that going to go on the record? People will be like, is that like a bit of a mistake?
Dolly Parton wrote that whole song on her nails, didn't she? On 9 to 5. She wrote on her nails. So anything could go, you know. So did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't know.
She was doing that with her acrylics. And she wrote "Stumble Out of Bed" like that with the beat of her nails.
Oh wow.
I'm telling you, see, this morning we've been educated big time. Like the growth of country music is COVID because people wanted storytelling and.
I mean, that is purely opinion. I can't base that.
But
as
it's
fact.
I like that kind of different take on it because
Yeah.
like, there is different opinions and ideas and thought out there, and I think that's a cool one because I think it's true.
Yeah,
I
I
think
can have
it's-
that on a t-shirt too.
Like if it wasn't, but as well as if it wasn't for COVID, I wouldn't know half the country artists and people that I know.
Well, there you go.
Friends and everything. I
There
wouldn't
you go.
know them. I wouldn't.
It's true.
Yeah.
Very true.
I wouldn't know these guys. I wouldn't be
I knew
here
you
now.
before. I knew you before COVID.
Did you?
Yeah.
How?
The long road. You made the long road.
I don't remember that. Okay, moving swiftly on and on. When did you meet me then? Sorry, never.
At the long road, playing that country music.
Oh, that's right. Oh, Jesus. That time where I was standing beside somebody and she was very offended that I didn't know her the next year. But we were just in the photograph for like 2 seconds. She was very angry that I didn't remember her name. Oh no. I didn't move on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's only 20 folk go along with it.
I don't know, yeah, there was only like 50 million folk and you're offended that I didn't remember your name. That was the whole joke of the weekend. I'm very sorry, what's your name again, Jemima? Okay.
Do you remember it now?
Yes, so I remember it now. She's made me remember. No choice but to remember. No, I'm trying to think how I got into it because I think, it's been intriguing. Anyway, so what is Amy Jo's vision for your career over the next 5 years? Where would you like to see your sound growing, your sonic landscape?
Yeah.
And also, what ambitions do you have, gig-wise?
It's a loaded question. That. So many things. Yeah, I have a lot of bucket lists. This was on my bucket list, British Country Music Festival. So we're swiftly, sorry, just hit your leg. We're swiftly moving through the bucket list. But my vision is I would like to just generally see British country music get much more accessible to British listeners, because I feel like American country is what's also really popping off, and I feel like a lot of people, when they think of country, they just automatically think of American country, which is awesome because, you know, like, it's great, but I also think it would be really nice, like you said, to kind of bring more British artists into that and have our own Nashville. I think Kezia said that last night, have our own Nashville. I think that's really cool, and I think I would like to keep singing about things that are relatable to me, because I don't drive a pickup truck. In fact, I haven't passed my driving test, but that's a whole other story. I know. And I don't particularly wear plaid, and I don't, all the sort of specific country things. I don't ride a horse and things like that, but I do come from the seaside, and I feel like I live quite a country lifestyle. I'm from a village, near the sea, so I feel like I feel like I would like to talk about more of those things and encourage and keep supporting other people who are doing that thing as well, because I think the more that scene grows, it's just better for everyone, and it's also better for the listeners as well, that they've got like a whole scene to listen to, which I think is really cool. And also everyone's kind of putting their own spin on British country, so I think my main goal is to kind of stay true to my authentic self and stay true to the sort of spin that I put on it, and not try and sort of do what's popular at the time, and just keep doing my thing, really, is my big goal. I think for both of us, it's kind of like touring would be a huge thing for us that we'd really like to do. Just play as many shows as possible, and definitely would be nice to go to Nashville and play a few venues. But that's like the big dream, isn't it? To go to like the Grand Ole Opry or something. That would be... I could die after that and I'd be fine.
You die happy.
Yeah, I'd
so you
I'd
hit
die
Nashville.
happy.
Okay, I'm done.
No, I'd be really happy. I'd just be like...
Did you know this, Mum?
I just meant I'd be happy and my life would be complete. That's all I meant.
I think Mum's like, cut, finish this now, please.
She's a bit
Let
worried
me
now,
into this
isn't
room.
Oh, it's okay. I'm not really going to. But yeah, I just would feel happy.
Just one last question before we go on to a bit of a fun thing. I know earlier you were talking about being true to your authentic self and how that's what brought you to country music, and that's how you know that you're a country artist authentically, because you came to that decision yourself without the pressure. Do you, as an artist just starting out and trying to make it and wanting to create all these opportunities for British country music and for more British country artists, do you find it challenging then when you're, I suppose, trying to label yourself when you're releasing music for radio, for fan bases that'll come in with all different ideas and different suggestions? How do you as an artist navigate that? Do you find that easy? Do you find that challenging? Or do you, because you've kind of went, no, this is who I am, I'll take that on board, but this is who I am and this is what I'm doing? How do you navigate? Yeah,
that's I've never been asked that, so I'm just thinking.
I ask
You've got my brain.
Do you want me to buy you some thinking? my spin on that personally, for what I can throw in, and you might think completely differently, is you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. Because if you do something to please a certain audience, you're going to upset a different audience.
Yes.
You know, someone might want your songs to be short and happy and fun, so you might start doing that, and then maybe that's sweet for radio. Cool, you've got it under 2.5 minutes. The radios will all play you.
Yeah.
But then the people who are looking for a meaningful connection and a deep story and really want to listen to that longer song, you're going to upset those people. And there's always going to be someone with an opinion. Oh, I really like that upbeat song you did with the banjo. You should do more of that. And other people are like, oh,
Loved it when you were stripped back singing a
ballad
ballad.
The one on piano is your best song. It's beautiful. So I think you kind of can only do, as long as you're happy with the standard of what you're doing, you can only really do what is natural to you, because that's what you're going to be best at. And then the people that like that will find you.
Yeah, and I think to add to that, I think the one thing I have struggled with a little bit is I'm terrible at putting in a box. Like I'm a very confusing person. I'm not like, you know, I don't feel like I fit a box. I'm not just like, she's country pop. Like I feel like I'm quite influenced by a lot of like blues, a lot of R&B, a lot of soul, folk. Like there's just so many influences in music, and also me as a person, I'm just a confusing person.
See, I think human beings in nature, like a lot of people box everyone and just.
Yeah.
And maybe that's because they want to try and understand the world around them, so they will box things and they will say, oh, that's that, and that's because that happened, and that's because that happened, and that's what it is, to make themselves feel more comfortable about it, to make handling their emotions and how they're feeling about it
I like that
easier.
perspective. That's
and I think that's a life thing that happens constantly. Very philosophical.
Very philosophical.
Psychological and political. I'm telling this has been quite a
wide ranging.
So now I think we'll go for some fun. We have it. This is a game of this or that.
Okay.
Now there's two of you. This will be good to see if your answers match or not.
Okay.
So you choose between two things. So we'll start with love or money.
Oh, love.
Although
the cameras.
last night was the funniest answer I've ever heard. Was I love money. Was the answer.
If your love is money, then you've killed two birds with one stone.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if your love is money.
Sitting and like. Is that a film scene where somebody's sitting and just fucking money up and just loving it? Anyway, the Empress Ballroom or the Arena, or even the Pavilion. I'll give you three choices.
Oh, I feel like just by duty, I should say
by
the
loyalty.
Pavilion. Yeah. Would you say
Pavilion. I would say Pavilion, specifically Pavilion at 6:55 today.
No,
4:55.
Who's on at 6:55?
Although by the time this goes out, they will not be playing in the Pavilion 4:55. It's 4:55 the day of recording. On day of recording, 4:50. Hopefully it sticks to time. It usually does, but I'm sure there's a girls' round on before that might run over.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
There might be jam shed involved in that one. Singing or guitar?
Oh, singing for me. Know what you're gonna say.
For me, guitar, because I'm better at guitar than singing.
Yeah.
But I love what you could do with a voice. It's more flexible. You can do almost anything.
Interesting. Very diplomatic.
More individual as well. Your voice is always your own, whereas say that with some guitar playing.
That's true. Like that.
Did you say you played keys?
I do play piano, yeah.
So I'm going to say keys or guitar?
Oh. Guitar. I feel more comfortable with a guitar, but I do love a good piano.
Do you play other instruments, Sonia?
I dabble.
And
I kind of have a thing where I will learn something just to record it. So you were branding me as a mandolin player earlier. I've played mandolin once. When I learned to play it to record
for the song. Yeah.
And I worked out the parts I needed to play and then recorded it. But mostly I'm guitar and bass.
Yeah.
So is guitar your first love? You wouldn't think, oh, mandolin's going to take over to it.
No,
If I said guitar or mandolin, you wouldn't say mandolin.
Yeah.
Every day, guitar.
Yeah.
Now this, I know we were talking about it, but I'm going to ask this because we always have a controversial choice. American country or British country?
Oh. Do you want to get us in trouble?
I know. You don't have to answer. It's just a bit of fun. It's just trying to make light of them.
I feel like there's merits to both, and I feel like in 5 years I'm 100% going to say British, but I feel like we just need a few more to make it a really, really big scene. Whereas at the moment it's a big scene, but not quite, well, it's nowhere near as big as America, is it? But we're getting there.
If you could say only listen to American country or British country for the rest of your life, you choose American
You'd have
country,
more
'cause
to
there's
choose
more to choose from.
But eventually we'll have more.
But in terms of
British.
quality, I'd say British
Oh,
country
yeah, quality.
needs the support right now.
100%.
So I would choose British country.
And yeah, there's some amazing people. So yeah, we're gonna say both.
What would you say British country needs in order to invite more people in?
Yes.
What would you say?
More support and just more people listening.
I'd say more time.
The talent is there, isn't
I'd
it?
say more time because it's already happening, and the
Yeah.
previous generation are sowing the seeds of all the next generation who are going to come. There's more people picking up a guitar now wanting to write country songs than there was 5-10 years ago because of the people who were breaking through 5-10 years ago. So I think
Yeah, we
it's just
talked
time
about
'cause-
this, like the Shires and stuff, because
Exactly.
of them.
And the festivals,
That's why
the festivals
we're
and the
able to
artists
be
are
here.
popping up fast now. Like, it's growing fast.
Yeah.
So I think just time. I think it's doing the right things. I don't think anything massive needs to change. I don't think it needs to be like big government funding comes in, or we need to go on
Government funding.
awareness campaign to boost country or anything like
Lobbying for country.
that. It's doing the right things. It just needs
I
time.
think Beyonce's helped that.
Yes.
Major
I think you're right.
push.
Yeah.
a lot of big artists are jumping in on it as well, like doing it.
Yeah, Lana
Post
Del Rey.
Malone.
Lana Del Rey is bringing a country album.
Yeah. That'd be
And
cool.
there's, I think Bruce Springsteen's done a country album as well.
Yeah. I mean, he's kind of got a little bit of country vibe anyway. hasn't he?
He's got a lot of vibes going on.
Yeah. A lot of vibes.
No, I've seen him live once, and he does he doesn't have support acts or anything. He does 3.5 hours straight,
Wow.
and he brings he talks to the people that are there in the crowd.
Yeah.
In fact, there was one time I went there and everyone just went boo, and I thought they were booing him, but and I'm standing there going, why are you all booing him? This is rude. But it wasn't. They were actually saying bruise. It's apparently a thing, and I'm standing there going, fair enough. Because it just sounded like they were booing Bruce Springsteen, the whole crowd, like all 80,000 people in Crow Park standing there booing him. Was what I actually originally thought. Anyway, sorry, moving on. Now, these are hard questions, I know, but
Okay.
I just want to see where your heart lies with these.
Okay.
Young and Love and Broke, or On Days Like These?
Oh.
Oh.
On Days Like These is a cover of Matt Monroe's song that we did. There wasn't a female version of that, so we did a female version. Yeah.
Quite right.
And I have met Don as well. I performed for him at a show, so that was really cool. So that is awesome. But I also Young and Love and Broke is kind of one we did together, and you produced it and I wrote it, and so I feel like a little bit of loyalty to big myself up with my own songs
yourself.
and stuff. Yeah,
Back
back
yourself.
yourself. But On Days Like These is a beautiful song, and hopefully I did it justice.
Caught Me on a Bad Day.
It's got all the title.
See? That's what Spotify does for you. Caught Me on a Bad Day. Wait a minute now. The songs from the Bay, but that's an EP.
That's the EP title.
Yeah. And I'm trying to get the songs, but there we go. Or Coming Close. There we go.
Oh, okay. Again, yeah. So I wrote "Coming Close" with Grant, and I love that song. And I really like Grant. He's an amazing person. Oh,
I know it's hard going.
Caught Me on a Bad Day has definitely got the most streams. I think it has 155,000 streams. That one. So that one did really well.
I'm picking that one.
That one's by far the most streamed song.
I'm picking that one because it's fun and it reminds me of you having ice cream on your nose.
Yeah, we filmed the video.
What to do with the song? It's the fact that you had ice cream in your nose. That was really hilarious.
we
See,
filmed
this
the
is why we
video.
bring in people. This is why we do this. This is why.
Oh God, I'm having memories now, like flashbacks of that. Yeah.
Okay, February the 14th or Shoulder Pads?
I'm gonna say Shoulder Pads is the most fun to play live, but Feb 14th, the video is my fave, and we filmed it at my grandma's house. And there is a scene in the bathtub, and I asked if we could film. We just walked in and said, "Can we film a scene in the bath?" And she was horrified. I think she had different ideas.
It's all in. It's all
It's a
innocent.
very innocent
It's completely innocent. There's
scene.
nothing.
I'm just in the bath, fully clothed, with bubbles covering me,
You are.
with
As you do.
cucumber on my eyes, and I'm trying to be like, self-care night kind of thing. That's like the vibe. But I think she just got the wrong end of the stick, didn't she? And she was like, no. Please no. But we filmed the rest of it in her house, and her house is really pretty, and it was like perfect for the vibe of it. And she was very good, wasn't she, hosting us? But we did the bath scene in a different place, yeah, because she wouldn't let us do that. So even though it's incredibly fine, And now, in hindsight, I'm sure she's watched it and gone, what was I thinking? It's absolutely fine. But yeah, that's my favourite video.
So what can we expect from your performance this afternoon?
Hopefully it's alright. I mean...
Hopefully it's okay, yeah.
I mean, as long as we don't go down terribly,
I think
it's a win.
It's fairly, obviously on the Horseshoe Pavilion stage, it's fairly acoustic and intimate.
It is.
It's just the two of us.
Yeah. So it's very much... There's a couple of upbeat songs in there. There's a couple of like little heartfelt moments, aren't there? And some like deep songs. But we also are doing a cover.
I was just about to ask.
Yeah, and I was thinking, what should we do? Because I didn't want to do like the really obvious ones, like like Jolene and Country Roads, because I thought someone else is going to do that, aren't they? So we've picked. Can we say what we've picked? We can say
Of
what
course
we've
you can see what you've picked.
Yeah, we've picked "Can't Fight the Moonlight" by Leanne Rimes, because I think that's a bit different. Do you know what I mean? It's like a country pop track. It's from a film. It's a classic.
I like.
Naughties, which is the best time. So
Are you going to be dancing on tables?
no, there's no,
Or
there's no stripping going on.
Podcast.
Yeah, none of that
That's what I'm
today.
here
Yeah, I'll be there to do
You're
that.
going dancing on your...
Yeah. But yeah, it's like a slower version of it, but we've kind of changed it up a bit. But we actually debuted it, didn't we, at my gig the other day as like a practice for today, because we didn't want this to be the first time we did the song. So it went down really well, didn't it? Lots of people came up and said about that cover, so I'm really excited to do that. That'll be really fun. Yeah.
So where can people find out more about Amy Jo and obviously Callum?
Of course, yeah. I'm Amy Jo Official on... sounds funny saying that. I'm Amy Jo Official.
Officially
Officially Amy Jo. On Instagram and TikTok. I need to get posting on there consistent. I just feel like I am actually a Gen Z, so I should be into TikTok. But I'm on the cusp of Gen Z. If I was born like 3 months late or earlier or later, I can't remember. I'm a millennial. So I'm kind of like, I'm a Facebook person because that's what I was brought up with, but technically I'm Gen Z. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So TikTok, yeah, anyway, I'm Amy Jo Official on there. Amy Jo on YouTube, Amy Jo on Spotify. There is another Amy Jo called Amy Jo Johnson who likes to pop up whenever you type in my name.
Not the pink
She's a pink
She's
Power Ranger.
She's a pink Power Ranger.
Yeah.
It's just all going, that's all.
So, she is fantastic, but that is not me. If you see a pink Power Ranger, I'm not in a costume. This is it. This is what you see is what you get. Really.
I still think for a gig you could do one song.
I think that's a great idea.
I think that is true.
That is a great idea.
And you could just pink up your guitar and...
Yeah, 100%. The pink Power Ranger. Yeah, I think that's a cool idea. But yeah, and Amy Jo Clough on Facebook. And you are? And you are?
Callum Mangold Jackson, but
Callum Mango Jackson?
It's a cool name, isn't it?
Jackson.
Not Mango.
I thought Mango. I'm like, what?
Mangold.
Yeah, there's only one of me. I think it's a bit of a weird. It's a bit of a weird name. So.
What was this about being humble?
No. What I'm saying is
Callum Mango Jackson. It's
Mango
like a
Jackson.
cool name for a singer songwriter.
You didn't say that about my name.
Solo project.
Do you not like Amy Jo Clough?
That's your name, though. There's not.
Yeah, but that's his name.
Right, I'm going to stop
It's
now.
okay.
That's a good
It's
place
okay.
to stop.
Mine's not as cool. It's what I understand. Mangold Jackson does take the piss.
There's no Power Rangers. Is all I'm saying.
No, Amy Jo's a lovely name.
Thank
You are
you.
Amy Jo when you're.
Thank you.
But Mangold Jackson just sounds very,
Cool.
very political singer songwriter.
Oh.
Political.
There's a very political vibe going on this morning, and you have like a lot of tailored imports and stuff. So
It's an illusion. It's not.
it's an illusion. Health advice and everything. I mean, I'd say
Yeah.
jack of no.
Jack of all
Right,
trades.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Anyway, bye. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much. That was fun.
Welcome to the Moho Session hashtag. We're taking it on the road.